Hey guys, what is up? Hope everything's good. So in this episode I'm going to talk about a game that I played yesterday, and also what I'm going to concentrate on is just talk about a few issues I've had recently in CS and on my computer in general. And I think a lot of people will probably go through these sort of issues. I myself haven't gone through it for about 5 years because I've been very consistent with my setup, but recently I've had to change a few things and that's completely thrown me off guard, and the way that I reacted to it was completely wrong. I basically was blaming hardware and blaming setups and drivers, when actually it was pretty much just my own self that was a problem. And what I'm going to do is talk about what I mean by that and explain what I did to solve it. Just before I get started on that topic though, I'm going to go over this pistol round. So we rushed into A, managed to get the kills, 3 empty kills, make it a 5v2 and get the bomb down, but then as you can see my teammates decided to just drop like lemmings into spawn and get picked one by one, leaving it into a 2v2 situation. So it came from a 5v3 to being a 2v2 with pretty much the full bomb timer left. We managed to still get the pick onto CT spawn and to short and win the round, but it's just a really good example of how quickly, if you push and don't play carefully, things can go from a definite win into a pretty likely loss situation. So back onto the topic of the problems I've been having recently. About 2 weeks ago I started to stream. It was something that was new to me, having people watching me stream. It also slightly affected my FPS and had a little bit of lag, but nothing too bad. But because of that slight change I started playing worse. I wasn't playing as consistent as I usually would. I was missing shots that I usually would hit and things like that, which was fine. It just basically meant I had to get used to streaming and affect the way that I actually approach games and just make sure that I am still playing as I would do if I wasn't streaming. So that's fine, but then about a week after that my mouse decided to die, so I had to buy a new mouse. What I did do is go for the same mouse that I already had, but I bought the white version. The white version has basically a glossy finish, so it's quite slippery. I didn't realise that, so it's actually different to my old mouse, and that's something else that I need to get used to. Apart from that, my connection has been pretty poor in the last week. The reason for that is some maintenance going on near my house. So all that combined just basically made me feel like I was playing almost a different game. I lost my confidence, and from losing my confidence I just was losing 1v1 duels. I was missing shots that I otherwise would hit, and what I started doing was blaming my setup. So I was thinking, is it my graphics drivers, is it my mouse performing weirdly? I downloaded all the drivers again to see if that fixed anything. I even ended up reformatting Windows, but everything was still the same. The game just felt different, it felt weird. So this went on all of last week and most of this week, and it's only really been the last few days I thought, right, I'm just going to sit down with as much free time as I have and play games. So I played StarCraft 2, I played CSGO, I played a bit of Quake 3, I played everything that I could just to basically get time on the computer playing with the setup and playing with the changes, and now I feel absolutely fine. I feel confident in my aim, I feel confident in the way I'm playing. There is still a little bit of lag on my connection because of the maintenance, but other than that my setup feels fine. And it just goes to show that a lot of CS is about mental attitude. You have to be confident, you have to be confident in your own ability, you have to think that you will win every single aim duel, you have to believe that you will win a 1v1, you have to believe you will hit the AWP shot, you have to want to be in 3v1 clutches and feel like you can win every single one, even though you probably won't. You have to feel like you could do, and not much of it is really about the setup. As long as you have a decent setup that's not terrible, really, as long as you have that, you are fine. The rest of it is just mental attitude. So that's just something I wanted to make a quick video about, because I've been going through this the last week and I think a lot of people will probably go through the same thing. Is just, if you do change anything in your setup, just play as much as you can and try and get used to it. Don't blame things like hardware or wrong settings or drivers. Just try and play through it and get used to it as quick as possible. I personally have tried to be very consistent with my setup over the last 15 years and only change little things one at a time and try and get used to them as quick as possible. So I'm not used to really ever having this problem before, so if I do have the same problem again, I'll be sure I won't make the same mistake again. So that's it guys for this video. I am already making the next episode in the Road to Global Elite series, so this is more just an update video than a full on episode to the series. So if you stay tuned, that new video should be up in the next couple of days. Thanks guys.